And boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Before the Free Count. There's no microphone, there's nothing. That's because I've just finished watching Night of Champions, and I thought for a change, I would do the podcast like this. So I hope the sound is okay. I hope you can hear me alright, but I just thought for once, so just so you know, we've got a bit of a different setup. For those that aren't watching the video, I'm sitting on the floor in my living room on a Sunday morning, watching I keep on saying Money in the Bank, watching Night of Champions, which I've just finished, and I'm going to give you my review really straight out the gate. So here we go.
Are you ready?
We are Before the Free Count, wrestling for the fans, by the fans.
The number one podcast for the latest on Raw, SmackDown, all pay-per-views. My name's Charlie. I've been a wrestling fan since I was the age of 15, and over the last 5 years I've gone on the most insane journey. We go through everything, analysing every moment. Welcome to Before the Free Count. So come along and let's go. Where did we start? Right, so we started with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes for the King of the Ring title. Brilliant match. Absolutely loved it. Some amazing work from both of them. They worked so well together. It's fantastic. Was really concerned about Randy Orton a few minutes into this because of the injury to his back. I don't know if that was, part of it, but part of the story, but I don't think it was. I've said this before. When Randy came back a couple of years ago at War Games, when CM Punk returned, it was the same night, so I think that was nearly 2 years ago now. Ever since then, I just don't think that Randy Orton has been able to perform at the level that I think he wants to. And I think that's really sad to see. Not to say that he is not good or anything like that. He's still phenomenal for what he does. But I think that the more and more we see this, the more and more we realise that the days are definitely numbered for Randy Orton, which is a real shame because he's such a legend. But nevertheless, back to the match. It was absolutely spectacular. I did absolutely love it. The only thing I had a problem with, it was a little bit short this time. I did think it was a little bit short. And I found it a bit strange that it opened the show. I mean, I knew it was going to be one. I'm not saying it should have been the women's at all. But I just found it weird that we had all this build-up for King and Queen in the Ring, and one of them opens the show. Of course, the main event was the Cena versus CM Punk match, which you're going to get to later on. But to me, I've literally just finished watching it, and the way I've done the podcast this week is I've just watched it. You're going to get all my reviews for every match, but the last one, I've actually recorded my reaction to the last, basically 5 minutes. Because what was going on was confusing the hell out of me, let alone, you guys. But no, Cody won, really happy for him. SummerSlam, here we come. But of course, before that, just going to throw that in here now, we have got Evolution in 2 weeks' time, 2 weeks. So we're going to start seeing the real build-up for them matches now, and going into one of those matches we're definitely going to see build-up for is we had Raquel Rodriguez versus Roxanne Perez Rhea Ripley for a street fight match. That was spectacular, by the way. The way they got the table balancing on the side of the ropes. Oh my god, how did you do that? That was insane. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was brilliant, that match. They really went for it. Again, the only problem I have with it, I felt like that match was cut a lot shorter than it should have been for what it was. Brilliant match though. Of course, Rhea Ripley just about won that. Should I say? But it was spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Moving on, we then had Sami Zayn versus, of course, the crazy Karrion Kross with Scarlett again. I really like this match. I really like this. This was probably one of my favourite matches of the whole night. They both absolutely brought it. I thought it was fantastic. Some of the work they did was brilliant. really, really, really good match. I loved some of the ring work they did in this one. So yeah, Sami Zayn was on fire in this match. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Karrion Kross, I did think for a few times was going to win this, especially near the end. I don't know why, I just thought he was. But of course, Sami Zayn came through and won the match. It was brilliant. We then had Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. Again, fantastic match. I haven't got a lot to complain about apart from some of them being a little bit short. Absolutely love this match. Banger from the beginning to the end. I really thought that Solo was going to hold on. I don't know why. Now I look. Jacob was going to hold on to the championship. Sorry. I don't know why. Now I look back at it and I saw once it started playing out, I was like, hang on, this is not going to go the way I thought it was going to. So yeah, the match was brilliant. Just as you think Solo was about to win, Tonga Loa returned for the first time since War Games. Great to see him back. I was wondering last week, I nearly brought it up on Raw Recap. Where is he? Because we haven't seen him for ages. But you know what? Happy to see him back. I'm happy to see him back. He's going to work well with also, of course, Tama Tonga, his brother, JC Mateo. And then, of course, they didn't say his name. I'm pretty sure they didn't say his name. But this really, really tall guy returned or came to WWE. I don't know his name. I'm not going to look it up because I'm trying to do this video, in kind of not one go, but just my initial reactions for you guys. Absolutely loved the match. The way he just picked up Solo and slammed him through that table. Jacob and slammed him through that table. Jesus Christ. This is a giant coming to WWE now. We've got another giant in the roster, which is really good because I feel like they don't really know what to do with them sometimes. But this is going to be pretty good. Bring back Omos and put him against this guy, whoever he is. Now that'll be a fight. They're about the same height. I'm being serious. It's ridiculous. But of course, no, everyone kind of ruled Solo out, a bit like myself. And fair play, they kind of got us. They've, turned the ball there, and he's won. He's got the United States Championship. And, he's got his own bloodline that genuinely look like a bloodline now behind him. I mean, the first time they did it, I don't think it really worked. It was kind of very, you think you're going to take over, but you're not. And it's kind of it's naturally progressed where it kind of makes sense now. One thing that I did think when I'm watching this match was, we've only seen Roman Reigns a few times this year. And the only times were at SummerSlam. And I don't even think he was at Evolution. What's it called? Elimination Chamber. And then, of course, we saw him at WrestleMania. I'm sorry, this is what happens when I don't write notes, so I do apologise. Of course, he was at WrestleMania, but he only did night one, and he lost, and he didn't really seem majorly, obvious to win. Because there was nothing really on the line. So it wasn't really obvious he was going to win. And I was watching the Solo Sikoa Jacob Fatu match, and Roman Reigns came into my head. I think they mentioned him. And I just thought to myself, you know what? This works so well now. And I'm not saying this will happen. I'm 100% sure he's going to return at SummerSlam. If he wanted to, though, if he wanted to just retire now and go off and maybe return if we're ever going to get that Roman versus Rock match, and he just does that as his last ever match, and that's it, honestly, I think it's okay. As much as people are saying, we need Roman back, well, I don't think we do. I love Roman. I think he's fantastic. I think he's one of the greatest of all times. He's a Hall of Famer within the next 5 years. he's done stuff that people will never ever be able to beat. Just the, Universal Championship reign alone is phenomenal. The Bloodline story, one of the best that's ever been told in WWE. All of that stuff. So, you kind of look at it, he's achieved everything. He doesn't need to come back. He'd only come back if they need him now. And I feel like they're at the stage where it's almost like, you know what? You can, go and retire now. Go to Hollywood and do what you want to do. I think that's probably what he is doing anyway. Because there's been a few movies announced with him in upcoming. I know he's going to be in the new... I think he's going to be in the Street Fighter film, from what I've heard. So yeah, and that's going to be a huge movie. So I think that could be a major one for him. And there's a few other things that I've heard about roles that he might be in. So no, Roman, are we going to see you at SummerSlam? I don't know. But yeah, that match was spectacular. Just absolutely spectacular.
Sorry to take a bit of time out in the vlog for you, but I wanted to talk about our sponsor, the amazing WrestleCrate, as you may have heard here. What is a WrestleCrate? Well, let me tell you. WrestleCrate is a monthly subscription box for people like you, that love wrestling. What do you get in this box, you're probably wondering? Well, let me show you. Autographs from people like Daniel Bryan, Lita, Godfather, DDP, Kane, Sting, the Hardy Boys. Well, what else do you get? Well, maybe you get a cool poster like this one, cool key rings, even pretty cool Lucha Libre puzzles like this. Cool pins like these. And you also get awesome t-shirt just like all of these. It's the best part, because you come through us before the free count, you can get yourself a free WrestleCrate with your first order just by going to www.wrestlecrate.co.uk and using the code BTTC, and you get a free box with your first order. How awesome does that sound? So what are you doing sticking around here? Go and get yourself one.
Moving on to the women's Queen of the Ring match final. What can I say? It was perfect. I wanted Jade to win. She won. She did get a lot of boos in the crowd, which I weren't, I guess, not surprised, but at the same time, didn't really understand where it was coming from, because it's not like she's been a heel for a while. So, didn't really make sense to me. Anyway, so yeah, the match was spectacular. Asuka was on fire in this one. Absolutely incredible. I loved every single second of it. I did think Asuka was going to win it. I did honestly think Asuka was going to win it near the end. The only thing I've got to say is that these matches were quite short. And, the pay-per-view was long. It was 3.5 hours. But I think the longest match of the night definitely was either the Sami Zayn match or the final match. It probably was, obviously, the final match. It was definitely John Cena's longest match since his return, by the way. But we'll get into that in a second. But no, Jade Cargill goes on to win. She made a very good speech at the end. So did Cody, by the way. I didn't mention they both got the King and the Queen of the Ring to do speeches after their matches. No appearance by Paul Heyman, by the way. Not Paul Heyman, Paul Levesque, Triple H, to hand over these, crowns. It usually is him. So I was quite surprised we didn't see him. Obviously, he's backstage producing the show, and, it must be a million miles an hour for him. But we've got Byron Saxton and whoever the manager of whatever show they were on, Adam Pearce or, were the ones that handed over the titles to them. So yeah, very, very good. Really enjoyed the match. Jade made a great statement at the end. And let's see her come to SummerSlam, But of course there's Evolution. So is she going to have to, I'm sure surely she's going to take part in Evolution, especially now she's the Queen of the Ring. But you can't really do anything that's going to jeopardise the fact that she's going to SummerSlam. And it's kind of the same with Naomi and Money in the Bank. There was no appearance of her at all during this, by the way. So now I'm trying to think, are they going to make her hold on to it till SummerSlam? Or what I think is going to be more obvious, because this is only the second time they've ever done Evolution, I think Naomi is going to cash in at Evolution, and she will be the person that is fighting Jade Cargill, because it would make so much sense considering the storyline. I'm pretty sure that that's the way they're going to go now. So Naomi's probably going to cash in at Evolution, and then I can easily see Jade Cargill having to face Naomi at SummerSlam. But does that mean that Naomi's going to hang on? Because it would be her first defence. And then again, you kind of don't want Jade Cargill to lose because it would be her first major title match. You know, it's very complex, all of this. It's like when it's going through my head as it's happening, which is what you're witnessing or listening to, which probably sometimes sounds like a load of jargon. It's really interesting to go over and think about, because I'm trying to guess what's going to happen, but at the same time, I'm trying to justify it in why they would do it as well. So that was a bit off track. Sorry about that. But no, Queen of the Ring match was absolutely spectacular. Moving on to the men's, not the men's King of the Ring, to CM Punk versus John Cena. Well, that was Cena's best match since we've come back. It was brilliant. It was the longest match he's had. CM Punk and John Cena went for it from the beginning to the end. The fact that the crowd just kept on cheering before they even started grappling up is what they call it, I believe. It was brilliant. The AAs, the go to sleeps, the FUs from the top of the rope, all of this was incredible. There was so many times where I thought that CM Punk actually was going to win, like genuinely. I think CM Punk's been the only one that I've genuinely considered being the person that could win against him in this title reign. I think that the only other person I would consider would be Seth Rollins, but at the same time, I don't think that's going to happen now. Because, of course, near the end of the match, Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, Paul Heyman, and Seth freaking Rollins come down to ringside because just as CM Punk goes for the win, John Cena's knocked out the referee, and CM Punk goes for the free count, and there's no referee there. And then, of course, CM Punk stands up, and all four of them come to the ring. And, of course, he sends them in. They start beating the crap out of CM Punk. John Cena's rolled out the ring by this point, by the way. And then Sami Zayn comes down. No, Penta comes down to the ring. And he starts going for the two, for Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker. And then Sami Zayn comes out and starts going for Bron Breakker. And then at that point, I thought, you know what? I'm going to give you my live reaction to this. So the last part of the podcast is me reacting to, of course, this match, CM Punk versus John Cena. And so we're going to go straight to the clip now, where I continue watching the last 5 minutes of this match, and you will see my live reaction. Point of watching or listening to this part of the podcast, I am still watching Night of Champions. I've only got like 4 minutes left. Seth Rollins came out after John Cena knocked out the referee, so CM Punk didn't get his count. CM Punk came down with Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman, basically saying, I'm going to do something. I thought he was going to cash in, which I thought would actually be really, really stupid at this point. Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker then went after CM Punk. He threw them out the ring. Then Chad Gable, the referee, no, not Chad Gable, Chad Robinson, the referee, came running down just as he got to the start of the bit outside the ring. John Cena just knocks him out. Starts having a go at CM Punk starts having a go at him in the ring. like Seth Rollins does in the ring. And then out comes Penta. And then now Sami Zayn's come out and he's currently at the top of the main entrance, kicking the crap out of Bronson Reed, I have to say. Oh, Bron Breakker, sorry. So let's see what happens. I don't know what happens. Oh, Penta's on the top. I think Penta's going to jump. Yeah. Penta jumps straight onto Sami Zayn and Bron Breakker. Whoa. Okay, we've now got Bronson Reed with John Cena down. Bronson's going outside the ring. He's climbing the ropes. Is he going to do a tsunami? Oh, CM Punk throws him off. He gets him off the way. CM Punk climbs back in. John Cena goes for the FU. And he goes for the AA on Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed rolls out the ring. CM Punk is still in the corner. I don't know who wins this, by the way. What is going to happen? Because I can't see this just becoming a... What is happening? Right, come on, finish this. Come on. Two of them left, standing in the ring. Both looking exhausted, by the way. Are they going to shake hands? Really? They are. He's going to put out his hand. CM Punk's put out his hand. I think Cena's going to shake it. No, he has. They have shook hands and they're hugging. Oh, wait, no, he's just... No, that's not enough. What? Oh, he's gone for it. CM Punk got him. He's going for a go to sleep. Seth Rollins knocks CM Punk out. Are they working together? He goes for a stomp. Seth Rollins throws him out of the way so he can get the free count. The referee's back in. 1, 2... Oh my god, is John Cena working with Seth Rollins? What? Is Seth Rollins seriously working with John Cena?
For 2 years, it has been Seth Rollins' mission statement to continually screw CM Punk. He did it in Elimination Chamber. He did it again tonight.
He's done it again. Yeah. So, whoa. What is going on now then? Because surely John Cena's going to turn on him or someone's going to turn. This is going to be like a turn on a turn here. If this is it, if this is what's going to happen at SummerSlam, is that Seth Rollins is going to go for a triple threat against Cody. One of them's actually going to turn on the other. Is Cody going to win then? I'm thinking 2 weeks ahead. I'm thinking a month ahead. Next one's Evolution, so they've got a long time to build on this. Wow. Okay. Wow. So, yeah. You ain't taking me out yet. Oh, that was good. That was a really, really good pay-per-view. I'm going to wrap the video up here. I'm going to wrap the podcast up here because you would have already watched it from the beginning. So, wow. And with that sound in the background, just want to say thank you very much for listening. Hope you've enjoyed. Sorry it's been a bit of a short one, but I thought I'd do it differently this time and just give you my live reactions from literally just watching it and digesting it. Of course, we'll be back by Wednesday with Raw recap. So, hope to see you then. And of course, we'll have the summary of SmackDown, which will be out by Sunday, for you guys next week, and we're keeping going. And then we've got Evolution, and then 2 weeks later we've got SummerSlam. We still got loads more coming here at before the free count. You know you got to tune in. So, you know, press that subscribe button, press that like button, share it to your friends. And if you've got ideas for subjects that we should talk about on the build up now to Evolution, give us a message, send it over. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Hope you have a great week.